You know how Starbucks makes these really cute pink cake pops with like white sprinkles on it? Like this? I'm gonna show you how you can make that too, and we're gonna add a cute bow on it. I'm also filming this in the middle of my lunch break, so today's lunch is macaroni and cheese. Let's get started. Good students will pay attention to each step. Thank you. I'm starting with melting 170 grams of white chocolate with 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil in a silicone cup using a slow cooker on slow heat. While the chocolate melts, I'm going to get the cake pops ready. I'm going to mash 400 grams of vanilla cake until I can roll a ball without any cracks. She's so smooth. With the vanilla cake as the base, I'm actually going to make different flavored cake pops. So I'm dividing the cake mix into separate bowls and adding the flavors individually. So you don't need to do this part, but I'm doing it because I was making these cake pops for a friend's daughter's birthday, and I didn't want to bake a bunch of different cake flavors just to make like 2 or 3 cake pops for each flavor. So I'm working smarter, not harder. So now I'm going to measure out 28-gram pieces of cake chunks onto a tray. And they don't need to be perfect since I'm going to be shaping them after chilling. So for the perfectionists watching this video, do not spend too much time on this. Measure out your cake chunks, get them onto the tray, and then you're going to shape them afterwards. Filling the cake is going to make it so much easier to shape into nice spheres afterwards. While waiting for the cake chunks to chill for about 30 minutes, I'm going to check on the chocolate. I'm going to stir it a little bit to make sure that it's evenly melted, and then to get a light pink shade, I like to add half a wafer of red candy melts, or a little bit more if you want a darker pink, or if you have red food coloring oil, you can use that instead. Once the chocolate is fully melted and I've got the light pink shade that I like, I'm going to turn off the heat to prevent it from burning, because I can always reheat it later if I really needed to make it more melty. And now we're going back to our fully chilled cake chunks from the fridge, and we're going to roll them into smooth spheres. I'm going to put them back in the fridge and chill for another 30 minutes. Speaking from experience, you want to make sure you don't get cracks in your cake pops, because the cracks will just get worse when you try to coat it with chocolate. And that makes me so sad. So try your best to make sure it's as smooth of a ball as possible. Add a teaspoon of milk or frosting as needed if you feel like the cake is too dry, but don't overdo it. Cake pops can lose their shape. So after chilling the cake balls a second time, we're going to do the third time, which is the final time where you truly shape it into a perfect sphere. So if you're not good at shaping them perfectly into a round little ball, you can use this little cake ball mold. It kind of makes it a lot easier, but at the same time, for me, I feel like it makes it a little bit complicated, so I prefer to use my hands. But there is this option if you want to try to use this mold instead. It really does work. I just feel like I'm faster using my hands. If you feel like you overwork the cake balls a little bit, you can put them back into the fridge to chill for a few more minutes. But otherwise, if you feel like it's still chilled, you can start putting in the lollipop sticks. Coat just the tip of the lollipop stick by dipping it into the melted chocolate, and then insert it into each cake ball. This will help the stick stay in place when you're dipping the whole cake pop into the chocolate later, because you really don't want your cake pop to fall apart when you're trying to dip it later. After putting all the lollipop sticks in, you're going to chill these again for another 15 minutes. After chilling, we're going to go dip the cake pops in the melted pink chocolate. Now the melted chocolate should be warm but not hot, because that would be another reason why your cake pops fall off the stick. Make sure you also have your white nonpareil sprinkles ready, because immediately after you dip the cake pops in the chocolate, you're going to sprinkle that red on top. Dip each cake pop into the chocolate until fully coated, and then gently shake off any excess in an up and down motion, and you can use a mini spatula or a spoon to remove the extra chocolate from the bottom. Then place the cake pop on a tray lined with plastic. It's going to be easier to remove later when it's chilled. And before the chocolate sets, add white nonpareil sprinkles right on top so it kind of looks like those Starbucks cake pops. But this part is optional if you don't like eating sprinkles. Do this with all the cake pops and then chill them in the fridge for about 30 minutes or until they pop off the tray easily like this. I'm going to keep showing you in this angle without any sped up, no cuts, on how long it takes me to dip each cake pop and then put the sprinkles on. And then from a different angle, I'll show you some cuts so you can see it from another perspective. Now here I'm dipping the cake pops in chocolate from a different angle, a little bit closer so you can kind of see how I dip the chocolate. Always remember to shake off the excess chocolate and to kind of get off the excess chocolate from the bottom too so it doesn't pool when you put the cake pop onto the tray. And after the final chill, the chocolate is all set and they're so cute. And of course, I have to do a little taste test, a little quality control, because I always make like 1 or 2 extras when I do cake pops, just in case. Delicious! And it did not fall off the stick when I took a bite, so these are perfect. And now we're gonna add the cute bows for the final touches. This is the best part. The size of these cake pops, I like to use 1/8 of an inch sized ribbon, so it's width size. It's 1/8 of an inch. And then cut off a piece of ribbon long enough to tie a bow. And to tie the bow, it's just like tying your shoelaces, and then that's it. Adjust your little ribbon as needed so it looks perfect. And then if you feel like it's too long, just snip off the ends. I like to leave a little bit of length because I feel like it looks so dainty, so elegant. And we're done. Now we made the cutest pink bow cake pops ever. I love, 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 love how they came out. Let me know if you have any questions on making this and tag me if you make them. See you next time. Okay, bye.